Good evening. You're watching Lookuptv. My name is Louis. That means it's time for the news.
The best score was 431, which makes 0.77 when we come to percentage.
Tonight on Lookup News, Otieno and Fuaro Makoha emerge top students bagging 431 marks in KCPE. KCPE overall marks a huge improvement, especially in slum-dwelling schools. And the DPP vows to challenge court decision to free Mike Sonko of a graft case. 2022 KCPE results were officially released today by Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Mashogu. The exam results were over 1 million for candidates who start this year, and they show an overall improvement in performance compared to the academic year 2021. The Cabinet also declared that all candidates will have slots in secondary schools in the government's plan to have 100% transition. This is new. Let's hear more about it. Our reporter Henry Tende was there.
It was a day of harvest for over 1 million candidates who sat this year's KCPE exams as Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu officially released their 2022 results. This year, students posted improved performance compared to last year, despite a myriad of challenges.
In the 2022 KCPE examination, overall performance improved compared to 2021, despite the difficult situation that faced this cohort of candidates. The mark of the highest candidate rose 4 points from 428 in 2021 to 431 in 2022.
CS Machogu did not release the results for grade 6 as widely expected. The CS instead announced the said results will be delivered to respective schools, much to the dismay of education stakeholders.
The biggest disappointment I had in this year's results was the failure of the minister to release grade 6 results, because the examinations were done under the same climatic conditions, and therefore the candidates also are transiting to grade 7, which is a junior secondary level of education. It is difficult to convince these kind of candidates that they are also transiting. So the minister did not give a justifiable reason to compel people to believe that the government is true to further competency-based curriculum. The future of this country is competency-based curriculum, and therefore a mere recognition could not have hurt the time of the minister in this regard.
This year, girls performed better in languages, while boys posted impressive results in mathematics, sciences, and social studies.
Female candidates performed better than their male counterparts in English language, Kiswahili, and Kenya Sign Language. Male candidates performed better than their female counterparts in mathematics, science, and social studies, and religious education.
The breakdown of this year's results is as follows. Between 400 and 500 marks, we had 9,443 students. 307,756 candidates garnered marks between 300 to 399, while in category between 200 and 299, we had 619,593 students. From 100 to 199, we had 296,336 students, while 724 students performed dismally below 100 mark. The high number of students failing exams getting the education stakeholders worried.
We must deal with the quality of the teachers preparing our students in primary schools. that one, there's not going to be any shortcut. If we have to get the results be reversed, if somebody does not have a C in mathematics, a C in English, a C in sciences, that person should not train as a teacher.
It is encouraging, though, that candidates with special needs posted impressive results this year.
I'm impressed that 39 candidates with special needs scored 400 marks and above, compared with only 2 in 2021.
With the education calendar having adversely been affected by corona pandemic, CS Machogu has revealed from next year, normal school programming will resume.
We will, from January 2023, revert to our normal school calendar. The ministry is determined to place the 2022 KCPE candidates in secondary schools as soon as possible to give parents adequate time to prepare them for their admission to Form 1.
This year's candidates will know the secondary schools they are posted to from January 16th.
The actual Form 1 selection exercise for all categories of schools will be concluded on January 16th, 2023.
It is an early Christmas for over 1 million students who sat for this year's KCPE examinations. Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu officially released their results today, while confirming all students who sat for that exam will have slots in secondary schools in the country. Henry Tende, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
The top 2022 student, Fuaro Makoha, has attributed his stellar performance to God and his dedication to schoolwork. Makoha, who garnered 431 marks alongside Otieno Louis Omondi of St. Peter's Mumias, said he applauds his teachers at Christ is the King School in Bungoma for their push and commitment.
Ushindi huu umetuletea faraja na fanaka kubwa sana kama shule. Nimefurahi sana. Tulikuwa tunatarajia, lakini ni vyema tumepata ushindi kwenye shule hizi. Mimi kibinafsi ningependa kujiunga na shule ya Alliance na ningependa kuwa software engineer.
Siku ya leo tuna furaha kubwa kwa kupata ushindi mwanafunzi bora kutoka katika shule yetu. Tumefurahi sana. Matokeo haya mazuri imetokana na uhusiano mwema kutoka kwa kanisa, uhusiano mwema kati ya walimu na wanafunzi na wazazi. Tumefurahia sana. This is a school of kings and queens. Kings and queens do not play, they win. Christ the King has won. Wanafunzi na alama 400 na zaidi ni wanafunzi 40 na
Simultaneously, after the announcement of the 2022 KCPE results, celebrations sprang out across the country as Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu led releasing the results and giving us the figures needed. These were witnessed across the country. Candidates and schools registered a super performance, and a total of 9,443 candidates scored 400 marks and plus, a huge improvement from the 2021 results. Cecilia Lubanga has that story.
Cheers filled the air. This year reportedly witnessed an improvement with some 9,443 learners scoring at least 400 marks and above. In Machakos County, Mlolongo-based slum is among learning institutions that have defied odds to excel in this year's KCPE. The shanty school based in the middle of a slum in Mlolongo at the river had 33 candidates with 16 learners scoring over 400 marks.
I'm 13 years old from Excellence Stars Academy. I've gotten 415 marks and I hope to join Alliance Girls High School to achieve my dream of becoming a neurosurgeon.
In Embu County, it was the same narrative with celebrations renting the air. At Tenri Primary School, teachers and few people celebrated 12 students who scored 400 marks and above.
Tuna furaha, tuko na mbwebwe, tunasherekea matokeo mazuri, matokeo matamu.
Kwa majina naitwa Ian Boy na nimefurahi kuwa kamusi. Niliitwa kamusi kwa kuwa nilipata alama 88 katika somo la Kiswahili. Ningetaka kuwa daktari.
In Laikipia County, St. Moses Primary School celebrated their 6 candidates who are among the 9,443 with 400 marks, with the highest scoring 420 marks. Nakuru Academic Giants Moi Primary and Gilgil Hills schools recorded sterling performances in this year's KCPE, with more than 60 students scoring over 400 marks in the two institutions. Gilgil Hills produced the top candidate in the county, who topped the list with 428 marks.
Imekuwa ni nderemo, vifijo na hoihoi kwa sababu tayari wale wanafunzi ambao tumeweza kupata wanafunzi 23 wakiwa na alama 400 kwenda juu. Huku mwanafunzi wa juu kabisa hapa kwa wale ambao tumewatuma kufikia sasa akiwa na alama 428. Tunashukuru sana.
Watoto wanajua discipline is paramount. Hiyo hakuna kuongea. Na hard work na work smart. Hiyo wanajua. According to our school motto, striving for excellence, they all know they have to strive. No doubt about it. Na tunaweka Mungu mbele.
Okay. My name is Leon Maina Ndegwa and I scored 420 marks in this exam, and I'm very grateful to God for giving me those marks. To be honest, I did expect to perform well, but He has given me much more than what I had expected.
A section of schools in Kisumu took to the streets as well, celebrating their good results, as Portron Golden Elite, Kings and Queens and MM Shah schools. Bungoma Deb School were all joyous as well.
My name is Olochian Cyprian. I've gotten 421. It is due to a matter of following instructions, and I'd like to thank God for. Without God, I couldn't reach this far.
I wanted to return thanks to God for blessing us with these good results. Our boys and girls have lived to our expectations. Whereas a class we worked with very well, and they promised us that they would make us proud.
Just a few among the list of schools that are priding in their results. The CS announced that Form 1 selection will be completed by January 16th, 2023. Cecilia Lubanga, Lookuptv.
Into a short break, and we'll be back with more news shortly.
Bwana Odhiambo.
Ndio.
Umepata wapi madoza kujenga nyumba smart car hizi?
Pesa isikushtue. Nimetumia hii mashini kutoka Makiga Engineering. Ni bei nafuu, inatengeneza blocks 500 kwa siku. Angalia hii nyumba. Imenikatia cost ya ujenzi by 50%.
50%?
Ndio, 50%. Isitoshe, iko very strong na inadumu.
Hata mimi nataka kujenga nyumba kama hii.
Nunua hii mashini kutoka Makiga Engineering Company.
Makiga Engineering Services Limited. Siri ya ujenzi, siri ni Makiga.
Beautiful, wonderful, glorious. We are having the show that we share entitled Shepherd Voice.
I'm waiting for you to get me to Kenya. That's what I'm waiting
for you.
God is the source of every blessings that flow into your life.
And I know that God is going to bless you and to do a new thing.
Pray.
Vera Beauty and Fashion College is focused on being the leading technical and vocational training institute in the region. Our team possesses in-depth knowledge and extensive experience in the industry, offering thorough training in cosmetology, hairdressing, interior design, creative arts, training of trainers, nail technology, and fashion design. With branches in Nairobi, Thika, Meru, Eldoret, and now in Mombasa, our courses ensure that learners are completely equipped with knowledge, competency, and employability skills. Enroll today to be a part of a center of excellence.
I have a guest in the studio, a very special guest. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Tell me about KCP.
Okay.
Your name?
My name is Christine Wangari.
Nice to meet you, Christine.
Nice to meet you too.
How were your exams?
Okay, they were average. I can say they were average. They were okay.
They're okay?
Yeah.
What did you score?
I got 422.
Well done.
Thank you.
What are you going to do with those marks?
I was hoping they would take me to high school where I could go and better my life and studies. Then I go high.
Okay, but why are you hoping? That's supposed to happen.
Right.
Where do you want to go to school? Let's start telling them now. Where do you want to go to school?
I'm going to Kenya High.
Kenya High, have you heard? You've got a student coming to you. How long have you known about Kenya High?
3 years.
3 years? Okay, what's the best thing you've heard about them?
They have robotics.
Okay, now raise your voice and tell me what was the best part about being in class 8 and what was the worst part?
The best part of being in class 8 was like the acknowledgement, like the way they give you extra space and they'd give you that special treatment. Then the worst part was you didn't have that much time to play with other people as much because you had to study. Yeah, that's all.
You missed playing.
Yeah.
Now you can play for a few months before you report to class 1. How do you feel about your friends who were in school with? How was that? Did you have good company? Will you miss your friends?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, they've been with me for like 16 hours a day, Especially the ones who are with us in boarding. And they were many, so now I'm going to miss them. Especially because we don't live near each other.
What was your school actually?
White Star Academy.
White Star. Tell me, the competition you had most, was it from the boys or was it from the girls?
It was from everyone.
From everyone? Who do you remember the most?
Like everyone is your competitor. You can see like you were first place last exam, now you're number 6, so you don't know, so you have to keep working hard because everyone is studying and they're pushing themselves.
As you did. So who do you thank the most for all this?
Okay, we thank God. We also thank our teachers. We also thank our parents because they also have to support us and they had to feel pressure for us. And also just our fellow pupils because they used to help us a lot, used to help each other. And now that we're going, I just pray for them that God will be with them for the rest of their lives.
How did Mom feel when you got the numbers? What did she say? What's the first thing Mom said to you?
Do I tell you?
That's what she asked you?
Yeah.
Do I tell you?
Yeah.
What was your answer?
Yes.
And looking at her face, what did you think it was? A good answer?
She gave me a mysterious smile.
Oh.
So I wouldn't know if it was good or bad.
Not the kind you're used to? Oh, there's a mom smile. That doesn't say very much.
Yes.
I need to meet your mom. Okay, and then when you got the results?
I was happy. They were good enough. Then I had to go to school to get the slip.
How was that? Were your friends there?
No, they came at different times. But the few I saw actually also very happy to get their results. And so are the teachers.
What would you tell your friends whom you're going to miss? What would you like them to hear from you now?
I'd miss them.
And the teachers?
I'd also miss them, but I know I'll go back to school to encourage the next year's candidates.
Oh, you'll be going back? That's very good. That's very good. Now, people are talking about changing systems and all that. Don't worry about that. But what have you heard about your system that you're excited about or that you're worried about going out of Form 1?
I think it's okay.
You're fine?
Yeah.
Whichever way they go? Oh, good. So you don't have a message for anybody in authority, something you want to tell them? What have you always had to tell somebody when you're in school? Somebody's in charge of schooling. What did you want to tell them?
Longer holidays.
Say that again.
Longer holidays.
These are too short. Okay, longer holidays. What else?
I think that's all we had with them. Like, we'd want longer holidays when we were younger.
And now your biggest expectation going to Form 1. What do you expect day one? You are going to Boma, don't worry about it. I'll keep shouting about it, so you will go to Boma. I've got a very loud voice. Boma is hearing. So what are you going to expect day one at Boma?
Okay, first I'm expecting new people. I'm also expecting new teachers, but I also expect them to be nice, because it's a very...
Are you nice?
Yeah.
Because it has to start with you?
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
It's a very good school, so I'll expect many good things. I'll also be surprised. Yeah.
All right. Anyone behind you is still yet to do your exams? How many kids were you in your family?
2.
2? Brother, sister behind?
Brother.
Long way behind?
4 years.
You keep encouraging them. But anyone near you, cousins, somebody who was about to do exams, what did you tell them now? Because you've just jumped your hurdle. What would you tell them?
I'll tell them to not panic, because the biggest thing about candidates is they panic before the exam and also after the exam, thinking they might have failed. So you don't panic, you don't feel pressure. It's going to be okay.
Oh, that's very nice. And your teachers going forward, what is the message they kept telling you to carry with you when you go to Form 1? Do you remember a particular line? You know, there's always a teacher who keeps saying, remember this. What do you remember they said?
I remember the things we teach you here, because they'll also have to apply up there. Yeah.
All right. So, what is Mommy going to get you?
That's a very good question.
Oh, we should ask her. So that now she's accountable for that.
Yeah.
We will get Mommy and put her here so she doesn't go back on her word. Oh, that's fantastic. Anything you'd like to tell any other candidates who sat with you? I'm sure you had friends beyond White Star.
Yeah, I had them. They were just living far.
The whole workload you had, was it that heavy? People are wondering about all this work you had to do. Did you find the classwork very heavy?
Okay, sometimes it was heavy, sometimes it was not. It just depended on the day.
So you planned for it? With a lot of help from the teachers?
Yeah, they did plan it, and then they also helped us get through it.
All right. So the one thing you miss the most, apart from playing, about being in primary school, that's gone now. What would you take from that to go to Form 1?
What will I take? Okay, I'll take like some of the things I used there. Some things we made, you know, there was art and craft people used to do. So if I can take some of that, I go with them.
Do you like the practical subjects? Which one the best?
I just art and craft.
Creative. You like being creative?
Yeah.
Or are you going to be a nerd?
No.
Maths, physics is coming. I know they keep asking this at your age, but I don't know if you have thought about it yet. Any aspirations particular that you want when you get to school in Form 1? Is there a particular dream you're chasing?
I won't know until I get there. I won't know until I get there, you know.
Oh, you're going with an open mind?
Yeah.
Clever. Now, I watch your results and I'm here and I'm looking at you talking. What would you tell me about KCP that I need to know? Because you were there, I wasn't there. What did I need to know? I talk to people every day. What should I tell them?
Okay, I think there's this rumor that the vigilators are too strict. No, they're not. They're nice. They're just following the rules. And that the supervisors are also, you know, stern. They're actually not. They're just... no protocols there, and yeah, that's all. They're just nice, but people think they're strict. And
so they never made you uncomfortable?
No.
As much as some people were saying they did?
Yeah.
So there wasn't any problem?
Yeah, there's no problem.
You were able to understand why they were there?
Yeah.
That's very important. You know, I didn't say that to you, said it yourself. That's important to know, that it wasn't what some people are saying. It's very relaxed. Okay. Anything else?
No, I think I'm done.
Nah, you wouldn't be done. Remember, we still have to catch Mom and make her keep a promise.
Oh, yeah.
Would you like to do what I do?
Okay, I'll try.
You try. Look up there. And read me the first line. That's where we're going to after this.
Okay.
He's going to run it for you. Just read it as you see it. Don't worry. I make it simple for you. Just read it. I'm giving you first chance at doing extra work in school. It's not so hard. What do you see there?
Read it now.
Just read it aloud. Raise your voice.
Okay.
And just go until it stops. Go.
Former Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko has been acquitted alongside businessman Anthony Jamal by the Anti-Corruption Court from the 20 million shillings graft case in tender procurement at City Hall over there years ago. Ian Keitani with that story.
Put it here. Well.
Mbuvi Sonko and Jamal Anthony Ombok have been acquitted in a graft case where they were charged with fraudulent awarding of a tender worth 20 million shillings. In his ruling, the Anti-Corruption Court Chief Magistrate Douglas Ogot said that Sonko and his co-accused were freed for lack of evidence in the 20 million graft case, terming the charges as defective, and all 13 charges they were facing are not proved beyond doubt in court. While addressing the media after the ruling, Sonko was grateful for his acquittal, saying that the case was politically instigated.
Nashukuru Mungu sana. Leo mahakama imetuachilia kwa ile kesi tulishikwa na drama mingi kule Voi in 2019. Tume undergo mambo mingi sana. Tumepitia uchungu mingi sana. Tumepitia hell. Tumekuwa na shida mingi, lakini mimi nashukuru Mungu na nashukuru wale wa Kenya ambao wamekuwa pia wakituombea. Leo Mungu amefanya kazi yake, tumeachiliwa na tuna pia omba wa Kenya waendelee kutuombea ili zile kesi zingine ambazo zimebaki pia tuweze kuachiliwa, kwa sababu nyote mnajua yale tulikuwa tunayapitia tukiwa kwa uongozi. Mtu fulani alikuwa anataka kucontrol Nairobi, kwa hivyo tukaekewa makosa tuondolewe kwa ofisi, lakini Mungu amefanya kazi yake. Kwa hivyo tunashukuru kila mtu kwa amekuwa kwa hii kesi. Tunashukuru ofisi ya DPP ambao walikuwa wanaongoza defense. Tunashukuru malawyer wangu wakiongozwa na Nyakundi Cheriot kwa kutusaidia. Nyakundi alikuwa anaongoza defense na Cheriot.
His lawyer Asa Nyakundi underlined the judge's ruling as a win for democracy and justice, as the evidence admitted before court lacked merit, with Sonko and his co-accused now free.
I think what I can say, although you will appreciate the fact that being a lawyer, I have my limitations. It is not often really nice to talk about a case you handle, but I can say this with confidence that we have gone through a long trial, and if you will remember, this case had a lot of drama: the arrest of Mr. Sonko, the impeachment. It seems to me from this case that this case was ill-conceived and maliciously prosecuted, and the outcome was then inevitable.
Ian Keitani, Lookuptv.
Sonko was acquitted, didn't make everyone very happy, and Director of Public Prosecution Udin Haji now vows to challenge the decision by the Anti-Corruption Court to free former Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko on the charge of 20 million shillings graft. And he was speaking at the launch of the 2022 General Election Report in Nairobi. Haji stated there was enough evidence against the former governor.
Speaking during the launch of the 2022 General Election Report, the Director of Public Prosecution Udin Haji vowed to challenge the ruling made by the graft court on the former Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko.
And we'll do that immediately. It's unfortunate, but as I've said here before, we have to respect constitutional offices that make that decision. We are going to challenge that decision based on the fact that that charge sheet was not defective.
While objecting the ruling of the court, which dismissed Sonko's 20 million graft charges on grounds of lack of enough evidence, Haji stated that his office has enough evidence against the politician.
And the magistrate himself was involved in pre-trial, and we have records of him going through the charge sheets and agreeing and giving an approval for us to proceed. If it was defective, at the pre-trial stage, it would have been brought. But again, I don't want to delve in that. We will go to court and we will appeal against that decision because we have a very strong case. We have evidence of individuals receiving that money, or the individuals that we have charged.
The DPP, however, defended the withdrawal of murder charges against Gender CS Aisha Jumwa, who has been accused of murdering a person during a by-election last year.
The individual who shot, we are going to prosecute to the conclusion of this case. Yeah.
Haji stated that there is no evidence to show a link between the CS and the case.
On the issue of Aisha Jumwa, there was no evidence linking her to her actually shooting somebody and being involved in the shooting itself and murder. And that's why we have withdrawn.
Haji and other legal minds who were in attendance pledged to defend the rule of law while warning the police officers against excessive use of power.
Because it makes a mockery when you have a parliament that is having about 20 or 30 or 40 people who are having one criminal case or the other. And once they get in there, they now want to use that process to impede the course of justice.
That where there are criminals, then the police can use commensurate force to either arrest, apprehend, or neutralize the threat that they're facing. Beyond that, it is illegal, and you'll have to face the law. So I think that clarity is there, and I hope that the IG actually meant that the police will not use force beyond what is expected of them.
Shadrack Kareria, Lookuptv.
Thank you. Thank you.
Second Lady Dorcas Rigathi has encouraged the mentorship of youth under the Boy Child program in efforts to transform their lives. Speaking during a visit to the Niem Institute along Thika Road, Dorcas stated the mentorship will emphasize on the importance of holistic development to establish strong families in society and grow the economy.
Of the Second Lady, our work is to champion the cause of the boy child, and what they are doing there, it is very mind-boggling, because you see somebody is just there, they are easily making those makiga tiles, and then they are building, and it is because most of us don't have the opportunity. Now that they have been given a chance, I think we will see how best we can think deep and see how we can be able to give them that opportunity and the desire they have.
And we really thought that there are many things that we can do. And then especially with the Office of the Spouse of the Deputy President, receiving the young youth, and then also training them on this kind of training that you have seen, Your Excellency. And also together with mindset training and this spiritual training, we believe that 5 years to come, 10 years to come, we will find great leader in all fields here in Kenya through our program, and we are dreaming about that.
We are ready, and anytime we are ready to move and work together to benefit your office and also to be able to benefit the youth and especially the boy child of Kenya, from Kenya to the world.
Boda riders in Matungulu, Machakos County, in conjunction with the Kenya Tissue and Transplant Association, have joined hands in an exercise to get blood donations from Boda riders and Tala residents, where over 200 people voluntarily donated blood.
To ensure sufficient blood in banks across the country as Kenyans travel during the festive season, many boda operators avail themselves of blood donation exercise. Other Kenyans have been urged to donate blood to help accident victims and other patients.
Hii exercise ni kuensure ya kwamba saa zile tunaenda Christmas season tuko na damu ya kutosha. Vile mnavyojua katika Christmas season, this festive season, tunakuanga na ajali mingi, tunakuanga na maneno ya assault, So tunajiprepare kuensure ya kwamba katika banks yetu tukuwe na damu ili yeyote mwenye atajueriwa atakuwa na damu ya kutosha.
Elsewhere, a multi-agency security team in Kajiado North has nabbed illicit brew and bang in a crackdown of illegal drugs in Ongata Rongai area, where residents have applauded the move, saying drug abuse had brought insecurity.
Hii pombe inatusubua hapa kwa sababu imeremesa hata watoto wetu wakikunywa wanapitanga na vitu, lakini nashukuru serikali kwa sababu wakati huu serikali imetusaidia sana, kwa sababu unaona hata kama sasa wameshika kamata hii pombe tukia pamoja nyumba 10 na watu wa serikali wote.
Finally, leaders from Tana River County want the Hola irrigation scheme to be expanded so as to accommodate more farmers and improve food security in the area. The leaders have called for the utilization of the 16,000 scheme and not only the 2,500 acres being used now.
Sasa ardhi tuko naye, maji hiko, jamani tufatafute nini? Hiyo ni utajiri ambaye tumeitenga ama tumeidharau. Tunataka pia empowerment kutoka kwa serikali, tutahakikisha mbegu zinaletwa, shamba iko hapa, maji iko, watu wetu walime. Inshallah mko tayari kulima, si ndio?
Edwin John Mukora, Lookuptv.
And in the day's sport, KCB has completed the signing of setter Esther Mutinda from Kenya Pipeline.
Play very well in playoffs, even we are going to defend our trophy. I'm here to give them the best.
To welcome